Right, so we are on episode 47 of Unranked Diamond. We just did a Leona game. That was a disappointing one, but I enjoyed playing the skin at least anyway. What can we do for this one though? We've got double auto hitters, we've got an Aphelios. Could do an Enchanter or like a Renata here. Let's do a Renata game. Sorry, Miss Glasc. We're doing Miss Glasc game. I feel like we could get a lot of benefit here already from our ultimate, just from those two champions alone. And if we're going to have a Yasuo on our team, it means that there's no win wall, hopefully, that I have to worry about. Unless they sneak that in for themselves. We're going to need stopwatch and approach velocity. I think everything else here is fine. Okay. Would I recommend the Leona skin? The high noon Leona skin is really nice. I recommend that for sure. Am I going to play Minecraft later? Maybe. I would like to pop on at least a little bit and see what people are up to. Also said I might do some viewer games today this evening. But anyway. Was it Zillion mid probably? We've got teleport mid on Yasuo. That's quite unusual. I guess he feels like he is going to get pushed in a lot early, so needs the TP to keep up in terms of XP and CS. Usually Yasuo's run Ignite though. Hey Bizzle, why do you like the Comet over the typical Resolve tree? Good question. So, I was taking it for lane harassment. I'm not a huge fan of Guardian, and I feel like Renata's poke super early on is actually pretty good and underrated. Now, her passive's been changed now, so the AP scaling is much more important on Renata's passive if you care about that, and this build also gives you a decent chunk of AP. So we've kind of accidentally countered the nerfs that have happened to Renata by using the build that I was already using. So tank Renata got slightly nerfed, but my build actually kind of got like either the same unaffected / buffed from it, so that's pretty cool. And thank you, Penny. Thank you for the 14 months. Much appreciated. Thank you. You would like to poke Renata? No, I'd like to poke as Renata. This team, what we are going up against, didn't quite check. Aphelios has a bunch of games. Level 631. Summoner level. Okay, and we're up against a duo bot lane. Second game in a row now we're playing up against a duo bot lane. Kind of smashed the last duo, which was nice. We'll see if this one's any harder. Doesn't look like the smurfing. Some of the levels are way too high for that. So they should be legit around that gold / plat area. Plat last season from both of these guys. Actually a lot of plats season 11s on both teams actually, looking at it. Doesn't look like there's any smurfs on my team apart from yours truly. Enemy team could have a smurf jungle and top lane, so it could be 2v1 in terms of the smurfs as well. But the last time that happened we won, so just got to do the same again, right? Easy peasy. Hey John, do I think the next patch will shake up my tier list? Yes, absolutely. I hint at that a lot in the current tier list that I've got out, so definitely keep an eye out for that one, where I will probably spend about a couple of hours theory crafting stuff and having a look at the other changes to the patch as well, not just the general stat boosting. So I'm going to be thinking about that one a lot nearer the time. If you book a coaching session, can you give me streaming tips rather than game tips? I can give you streaming tips now if you want. You don't have to pay for that. I've technically closed my coaching, but someone managed to book a coaching session a few days ago, so I've accepted payment and stuff for it, so that's going to be happening at some point. But yeah. Apparently I'm doing a coaching session at some point. I think it's next week. Hey, and how's my Minecraft server going? Yeah, it's going really well. There's people on it playing it right now. got the server console open all the time. There's 8 people on it right now. So yeah, it's busy. You'd love some streaming tips? Alright, well since we've got a long loading screen here, I can give some people some streaming tips. Streaming tips are, the most important thing is your audio setup, whether it for gameplay and your microphone. So when you do your first stream, make sure you listen back at the audio, make sure it's something that you would be happy listening to. For, you know, people decide that they want to listen to me for hours and hours on end, so I must have done something right with the audio. So people, make sure your audio is sorted. After that, it's kind of like the gameplay or whatever you're showing on your stream, and then it's the other stuff after that, right? Whether it's the webcam or whatever, if you want to use that, you don't have to. But those are those two things are like the most important things. I was reading an interesting Twitter thread by another streamer, another woman that streams, and she was complaining at the fact that guys don't have to wear makeup on stream. And like how easy it is for guys to just come on stream and turn on the stream, whereas, you know, women generally have to put up makeup and stuff like that. And I don't know, I think a lot of guys do wear makeup on stream. There's a lot of women that don't wear makeup on stream. There's a lot of guys that don't wear makeup on stream, but I don't think people realize how many guys actually wear makeup on stream as well. I wear makeup on stream, if you guys didn't know. It's like no different from, in my opinion, this is gonna sound like, this is just the reality of it. People just want, you don't want like yourself to necessarily look like crap on stream. Like, it's not, if you're gonna have your camera, at least look presentable, in my opinion, unless that's not the theme of your stream or whatever. In my eyes, it's like, you know, if you watch people on TV, they're presenting like a news show or whatever, right? And if the presenters are there like looking completely scuffed, that they've just literally just woken up and stuff, and, you know, in my case I would have a lot of red blotches on my face and stuff. No one wants to see that. So yeah, I cover it up. I don't really see what the big deal is overall, but it seems to be a big thing that people like no makeup streams and this kind of stuff is like a big deal to a lot of people for some reason. I don't really understand why, honestly. Like, if you're gonna have your camera on, in my opinion, I think you're gonna have to be prepared to be presentable. So, I don't know. That's my take on it, at least anyway. Might be a controversial take, but that's how I treat streaming, at least anyway. Like, you guys have an expectation of me and how I present myself on stream, right? If I started coming on stream, I'm dead. I'm absolutely dead. We didn't get exhaust down either by the Aphelios. He needs to flash way sooner than that, yeah. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Didn't have any backup there. But if I came onto stream, like, looking 10 times trash more than useful, like just woke up from stream, you know, woke up, hadn't showered, in my dressing gown. I'm sure I'll probably get a lot of comments about that. Plus, with no makeup as well. So if your first bunch of streams as well is like wearing makeup on stream, right? Then your audience is already going to have... Ow, I actually legit didn't mean to take a tower hit there. Anyway, I interrupted their recalls, I guess that's something. But if your first bunch of streams, and if you wear makeup on stream, you've already set that standard that you're going to be wearing makeup on stream. And I don't think at that point afterwards you can necessarily complain about not wearing makeup on stream. Does that make sense? Am I being weird? Do I use low coverage like tinted cream? I use concealer. But yeah, if you're going to present yourself in a way like consistently, especially like, you know, for stream, and then you have a stream where you're not looking quite, you know, the same as last time, then of course people are going to comment on it and stuff like that. It's not, I don't see how that's unusual, or, you know, you're going to have the streamer should expect that to happen because people of course are going to mention it, right? So I don't know. I just think it's a really weird take, and I see it a lot on Twitter about people being a bit like funny about, you know, the requirements of people wearing stuff on stream or being a certain way or whatever, but it's like you set that standard for yourself already in the first place, right? In terms of yourself. So, yeah, I don't know. That's my take on it. Need to get this reviving. No, you don't have it again, dude. It doesn't... Whatever. I think he thought because he had my W animation still there, that he wasn't gonna die again. Yeah, if he ran there, I think he would have survived. I think though that if a woman who feels she needs to use full face of makeup to please, then decides she only wants to wear concealer like you do, people would be harsher to her than a man. Depends on her audience, honestly. Yeah. I mean, you potentially will I mean, okay, we're hypothesizing here. I am willing to accept the fact that if their community is moderated accordingly and has a certain specific type of community, in theory, her regular viewers and fans that know the person would respect that, right? If they've got the community set up properly from that. That's not going to stop potentially random people going in saying, oh, you look weird or whatever, right? But that was the same with me though anyway, because when at the days that very early on, when I didn't wear concealer, I would get comments all the time about how, you know, I had a red nose or whatever, and I looked like, you know, a reindeer or whatever, right? So, or an alcoholic. So it goes both ways. It's not just only women that get it, and I think a lot of people do forget about that, and that men do have to wear like makeup on stream and stuff like that as well. Don't know, just a bit of a hot take. I'm like, don't get me wrong, women get way more abuse on the platform than men overall, and standards are definitely different for men and women for lots of different reasons, right? Both positive and negative for both. I mean, standards for women and men in general across the broad scale are different, right? Like one random example would be, it's still acceptable for women to hit men on TV series and stuff, whereas if it was the other way around, it would be like, that would never happen. But that's kind of like minor on the whole grand scheme of things and stuff. It's just really weird to see it like still accepted, like that, like general violence like that. But yeah, I'll agree with you know, women overall do have it a lot harder in terms of being judged, in terms of being worried about the way they look. I mean, if you look at the rate that teenage girls in particular have it in school, it's getting really bad. But I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with this rant now. But my point was, it's just that, like, if you're going to be doing something consistently and then change something, whether it's your content on your stream, the way you look, anything, right? People will comment on it. And I think you just have to, like, get used to that and acknowledge it, rather than making a big deal about it. Alright, I've got 500 gold. Hey, bro, thank you for the 200 bits. Uh-oh. I'm stopping these two from coming in as much as I can here. No, I'm gonna die here, I think. Can I get the revive? That was really, really messy, actually. This Volibear is super strong. He's got 4 kills. So, yeah. I don't know. To me, like, from what I was saying, and I probably maybe a bit of a touchy subject for a lot of people, whatever, but that's how I feel about it, and I feel like I don't know. I generally feel like I'm open to a lot of reasoning and stuff like that. I hope I didn't upset anyone with my thoughts on the matter, but I feel like what I said was reasonable overall. Couldn't get in range here. I'm gonna give the W buff over to Philios to see if he can catch up here. Not enough damage.
Just realized I had some bits. Thanks for the commentary.
Hey Sar, thank you very much for the 200 bits, thank you. What's my opinion about Blitzcrank at the moment? Yeah, he's really good. Oh, he knows. He's really, really good. Why do I always bring up touchy subjects on stream? I always regret it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it would be authentic. Like, I don't know. I don't mind talking about stuff though. I do care, like, you know, in terms of, like, you know, I hope I haven't upset anyone in terms of stuff like that, of course. But that's just the way I view the world at the moment. My opinions can change over time. And after conversations with people, I can, like, quite easily put my hand up and go, yeah, you made a valid point there. It's not a bad way to think about it. I'll maybe, you know, rethink about how I feel about stuff. I feel like overall I'm a pretty reasonable guy. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say apart from that, but hopefully what I said there wasn't too harsh or whatever. Put them both together there. Do you want to go for it? No, I thought he was going to go for it. That level up was very helpful. Whoa. Finding it really difficult to get an advantage down here. But we're gonna pop off when we got that double kill. What was they gonna do? Mandate. Okay. Alright, thanks Shadow. That particular is a very relevant topic. People got upset that it brought up a real world issue. Yeah, I know. Like people, I know. Okay, so I do feel bad about bringing up stuff sometimes. I occasionally bring up politics. I try not to, but occasionally I bring up politics and stuff like that. And I regret it every single time because I know there's always one person that's like, I've just, you know, really annoyed or whatever. But at the end of the day, if my views on something are like something that you're absolutely disgusted by, it's probably a good thing that you know about it at some point, right? Because you're supporting me by watching me and my content. So like if I say something that like, oh my god, like the streamer really likes turtles. I can't believe like he likes turtles. What a maniac. Like you should know about that, because if you really hate turtles, then you probably shouldn't be watching the stream. Do you know what I mean? Turtles, yeah. Turtles are actually, I have the opposite stance. Turtles suck. No. It's a shame I died, but they got punished heavily for that. Yeah, they did. Okay, cool. Good job. Got my cheeky ulti in with my revive. That helped, for sure. But yeah, turtles are toxic. If you've ever played World of Warcraft, where it's like that, the NPC's like, another turtle's entered the water, or whatever it is. I can't remember what the saying was, but it was super annoying. I hate turtles now because of that quest. Worst quest in history. Anyway, we completely derailed, haven't we? What's been even going on this game? Don't even know. I've just been playing the laning phase. I haven't really been paying too much about what's going on the map. Volibear's a monster right now. He's 10 kills. My passive will help a little bit against him, but it's gonna be difficult. Or not. I mean, yeah. It can be easy too, I guess. Why are we not taking the scuttle here? What are you... This is kind of nuts. Evelyn doesn't have ulti. This is really weird. Let's just get this dragon and then get out. Have you heard of anything about what I'm doing for Final Fantasy? Nope. I know I have to play it for 6 hours this weekend in 2 streams. But that's all I know right now. I might just be playing it normally or something, I don't know. Alright, I managed to pick up a dragon. Not sure what's happening top. Volibear's going to be a problem no matter what. Yeah. Yeah, so if you don't know, if you haven't been on Discord, I've got a sponsorship coming up for Final Fantasy. I got to stream it twice this weekend. It was super short notice. Yeah, this guy is I didn't even notice I had the Zillion bomb on. He's gonna get ulted here. Right? Wait, what? Where was the Zillion ult? We're having to use too much resources to deal with this as well. I need Chemtech, 3rd item. The oil's used already? What did he use it on? Wait, what? It expired. Oh, he had it on him already? Wait, I didn't wasn't even paying attention to that. Okay, Zilean messed up big time there then. Pop an ulti way too early. Yeah, we're losing so much map pressure just because of this volley bar. That's gross. Okay, well, I guess we just go back home. Because if you've taken a look at the next patch's shields and nerfs bit of video, no, I haven't looked into it super much yet. I'd always look at the patch notes a couple of days before I do the tier list. So ask me near at a time. Because they can change stuff all the time. Do you have an agent or do you want my promotions and stuff myself? I do everything myself. I'm not paying anyone anything right now. I've been thinking about that a lot the last couple of days, that I'm starting to get some spare cash now from the streaming and YouTube and stuff. And some of the sponsorships, and I would love to like not have to worry about some things. I don't know what though. I don't know what like I think the first thing that streamers do is hire a like a YouTube editor, but I've already kind of tried that and it didn't really work out. No, this isn't good. Slow, didn't quite reach. Okay, we're not doing the Baron then. We've just come off it completely. That was a bit oof. Wasn't able to get near to the Evelyn to W her. I was going to offer my services and be hired by you, but then I heard your thoughts on turtles. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I think most people hire a video editor, right? And then people have like a thumbnail artist and stuff. But like that's... If I'm going to be honest, my kind of videos are more like McDonald's style. I make the YouTube video on stream. Like right now, everything you hear will be up onto YouTube, right? I'm doing 3 episodes a day. I'm literally like fast food serving like crap tons of food to you guys. Whereas most of the people that have video editors have like they don't upload, they maybe upload 1 video a week, maybe, and then it's like heavily edited. But the heavily edited content doesn't do very well here because we've already tested that out. So I wouldn't really know what the point of having a video editor would be. Alright, decent ulti there. We haven't killed anyone yet. Volibear's reviving. Huge. I don't know exactly what happened in the back there, but I know my ulti prevented them from following up. But yeah, my content is fast food, right? It doesn't cost much, i.e. doesn't get that many views, but we pump out the content frequently, right? Whereas some of the YouTube channels have like, you know, Michelin star YouTube channels, their video for like a week, have massive like content and revolved around it, heavily edited and stuff too. But I'm not that kind of guy, I guess. Like serving the chicken nuggets. So I don't know. I really don't know what I could invest in terms of to help me out with my workload. Really. So, and I like having input. I like doing things myself as well. So relieving tasks as well is difficult too. So your content is fast food, but it feels great, good and comforting. I mean, fast food can be taste good and be comforting too, right? Ow. You've never had McDonald's ice cream? It's probably for the best. You'll get addicted. Can we handle this already? Probably not. I don't have ignite. Are you kidding me? Okay, well. This is cringe. How do we not have enough damage here? Whoa. Well, that worked. We spent so much time on those two though. That was just gross how much time they soaked up. We needed basically 5 people to answer that. I'm trying. I mean, Aurelia is a raid boss, Volibear's a raid boss. And their team composition is a lot nicer than ours. I'm surprised we did win that one team fight though. I just need to, if we get one massive team fight, I just need to land like the juiciest, most plump ultimate possible. What the hell was that damage? That guy just got one kegged. What? That was disgusting. It's another dragon in 40 seconds, so it'd put us on 3 drakes. And she out of wards. "30 seconds still until dragon." Volibear. We're not setting up for this properly. Enemy had a ward here. This is going to be rough. Oh, he's by himself here. Wait, what's going on here? It's not a great plump ult.
Thanks for the fun streams and videos.
Cillian got
I
it.
started playing League this year and it's helped a lot with my anxiety to just K up for ranked. Yellow heart.
Hey Clarissa, thank you for the 3-3 sub. Thank you very much. We got smite, right? Yeah, we do. Okay. I tried a ulti. Didn't have my ult. It's a bit of a tricky one that Evelyn gave Aurelia an escape path there. What are we doing there, guys? I'm so screwed. I mean, if we can get away, we've got a couple of barons. That'd be nice. Okay. Alright, it's not terrible, but like the Evelyn's positioning there to allow Aurelia to get out was really sad, actually. Anyway, we've got Chemtech now. Anyway, I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you guys a lot. I hope you guys are all doing well. This is not cool though. That's like, yeah, I was gonna say even if Evelyn traded 1-for-1 there, which she didn't anyway, was she just wasted her Baron buff. So we've only got one Baron buff left, and that's on Gangplank. Need XP. It's a shame I didn't have my ulti ready for that like next fight around the Baron. Oh, I did tag the Jinx there. Oh, call an ambulance, but not for me. Yeah, so we put my W on. We got the revive in too. Huge. We can end. Crazy. Yeah, Renata really is the queen of disengage. In some cases, even better than Janna. GG. That one ult turned it so that it was instant win. Nice. Yeah, the Jinx was just pounding away at the Zillion. If it was throughout an ulti. That was it. That was it, just to completely disrupt them. We will honor the... We'll honor Aphelios. Not super amazing, but it was alright. Plus 25 LP again. That seems to be the theme right now. Decent-ish KDA. Damage-wise, GP, very high. Yeah, the Volibear I thought was going to be a much bigger problem. He was 10-1 at one point. But then he managed to, after that, he only went 4 kills, 6 deaths. So he fell off pretty hard, actually. I think the enemy team had a much better team composition. But I think they just found it really difficult to use. I think that game should have been their win, honestly. They had a lot of control of that game. There were a couple of cases where it was like, they were holding us up, but we were having to use so many resources to try and deal with 1-2 people on their team, and then they would get stuff on the other side of the map because of it. So yeah, good game. And yeah, maybe I'll see you for another episode, unless you've unfollowed. Oh dear. Alright, Renata, that was episode 47. Oof. I mean, I am sure it is. A Locket would have been better this game, though. I hate tank Renata, so I wouldn't have ever go lock it anyway. I think Shreddies always has a potential option. I hate this new chat window. It's almost like they need to extend the client like down more. I don't know. Only having 2 sentences here is a bit weird. Ah dear. Okay. Do we keep going?